Armed with a search warrant and looking for a body, officers with the Sturgeon Bay Police Department began searching the retirement home of Richard Pierce in Cheboygan, Michigan, the culmination of a missing persons case reported in Sturgeon Bay 33 years ago. The victim, Pierce's wife, then 35-year-old Carol Jean.
No witnesses, no body, all circumstantial at this point. However, the circumstantial evidence is pretty good.
Sergeant Dan Brinkman says his department has reopened the case a couple of times and in recent years made progress to attract the support of federal and state law enforcement agencies. Together with a cadaver dog and ground-searching radar, they searched Pierce's Michigan home and property.
We weren't going to get anywhere else without searching that property.
This is the area of Sturgeon Bay where the Pierces lived back in 1975. It's changed over the years, but investigators say Richard Pierce left his wife at 8 in the morning to go to work at the Coast Guard. He returned at 4 o'clock that evening, and she was gone, never to be seen again. Now, friends learned of her disappearance that night. He didn't tell police, though, that she was missing until a week later. And then 4 days after that, he moved to Michigan.
The Coast Guard, I know, was very cooperative.
As a street reporter for the Door County Advocate in 1975, Keita Steves remembers the case and the frustration with the police chief at the time who suspected foul play early on.
Well, I don't know if everybody thought it, but most people thought it. It was, you have to admit, a little suspicious. And especially since he just had this nonchalant, laissez-faire attitude, you know, so this happens, it's done, it's over. But it's not over till it's over, so we'll see.
Richard Pierce has declined to speak with investigators and did not answer our calls to his home. Police tell us what he doesn't say is just as revealing.
He had never denied anything, never admitted anything, but again, never denied anything.
It's 1 year since the deadly shooting at the Oneida Casino Complex, and the scars still linger.
The Oneida Nation hosted a ceremony this morning to bring peace and healing. Fox 11's Lexi Schrader takes us there.
It is an emotional day.
From native song to a ceremonial cleansing.
Brings back a lot of memories, and it's difficult.
The Oneida Nation and surrounding community gather outside the Radisson Hotel's front lawn to heal. 1 year ago Sunday, former Duck Creek Kitchen and Bar employee Bruce Poefel killed 2 of his co-workers and injured another. He was then shot and killed by 3 officers to end the threat. Jacob Bartell and Ian Simpson were the 2 men who died. Daniel Mulligan was shot but survived. The ceremony shows the path to healing continues, even 1 year later. It started with burning of tobacco, followed by smudging, a traditional Native American tradition.
We thought that was very appropriate to use that as a memorial for Jacob and Ian.
Steve Ninham is the Radisson Hotel manager, where the kitchen and bar are located. He explains the story behind using this memorial to remember those killed.
We're people of the standing stone. So when the hotel was built, that stone was placed with the plaque that's on there. So it's part of our people and part of the symbolism of the Oneida Nation.
As for the tribe, Oneida Nation Chairman Tahasi Hill says part of the healing is to keep having hard conversations.
Really become a little bit more tight-knit about it and how things are going here and other places, and trying to make sure that, again, any type of issues, whether it be security or mental health, that stays on the forefront, and that we're trying to address our employees as best we can.
For now, friends, family, and the rest of the community have a place to pray, heal, and grow.
Our staff is just stronger because of what happened, and we're going to endure and move forward through all of this.
Move forward, but not forget.
According to the Wisconsin Department of Public Instruction, by definition, a student is chronically absent if the student was enrolled for at least 90 days and attended less than 90% of the days during which they were enrolled. The absenteeism rate is the rate of students who were chronically absent out of the total number of students who were enrolled for at least 90 days. In the 2020-2021 school year, the statewide absenteeism rate was 16.1%, compared to 12.9% in both the 2019-2020 and 2018-2019 school years. In the Greenbay Area Public School District, the absenteeism rate ticked up last school year, too.
I guess I'm not completely surprised
by that. We knew that our students were starting to exhibit a lot of fatigue when it came to going online and joining, whether it's a Google Classroom or a Zoom Meet. I think all of us were getting a little tired of it toward the end of the pandemic.
In the 2020-2021 school year, the Greenbay School's absenteeism rate was 37.5%. It was 19.5% in the 2019-2020 school year and 19.7% in the 2018-2019 school year. Graduation rates dropped slightly as well. Statewide, the graduation rate was 89.5% for the 2020-2021 school year, 90.4% for the 2019-2020 school year, and 90% the 2018-2019 school year. In the Greenbay schools, the graduation rate was 87.1% the 2020-2021 school year, 88.9% for the 2019-2020 school year, and 85.9% the 2018-2019 school year.
So we knew when we were in the pandemic that our graduation rates were certainly going to take a bit of a hit. And some of the last report card came out, not to say that we were pleasantly surprised, but it was down a little bit, right? But still down. And so we knew that coming out of the pandemic that we were going to have to put some additional supports in to help students when it comes to recovering credits.
Judy Wiegand with the Greenbay Schools says the district lowered its graduation requirements for the 2020-2021 school year from 22 credits to the state minimum, which is 15.
We asked the board for special permission to go with the state graduation requirements to help more students graduate, which was helpful for us because we could see we didn't have that big of a dip. And then going into the next year, the pandemic, we said, what can we do when it comes to more of a tiered response? And so actually we went from just the 15 until this year for 21-22, they'll have to have 17.5 credits. And then next year, 20 credits. So the year after that, we'll be back up to our full 22 credits.
Wiegand says district administrators have seen improvements in student engagement this school year.
They are seeing students more and more engaged. They are not seeing the attendance issues that they had during the pandemic, as well as students staying the course and being able to get those credits and stay on track for graduation.